nee man, wat maak jy nou? Here we go. There. Oops. No, it's not jumping up yet. There we go. Can you all see my screen there?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Donkey. Let me just drag it a little bit bigger. Then we can all see it. Okay, let's rock and roll this. Yes, please. Getting the energy advantage. This week, because we are there in production, remember the conversation. And to keep you going for the month of June and into July. And that's why I call it winter warmer. And I love it, the fact that Karen has shared she's still in a yummy. She's not feeling that great. Sorry, Karen, I'm just muting you there. You're always welcome to speak, that we don't have a relay. Right. So that's why the energy, because in my conversations with people on the call, in my recruiting conversations, people are saying to me, oh, Rolo, this year's kicked off, eh? And people are this. COVID is not the conversation anymore. It's now petrol. It is now, and cold brings that energy to people. It's not a natural, not all people are wintry people. You know, I don't really like this weather. I don't want to go out, is what I get in conversations. Oh, Rolo, it's horrible when I have to be on show and it's cold and it's a cold house and there's not a heater and I forgot to bring a blanket. Energy. Many agents do not have the proper energy or enough of it to reach their goals. So today I'm going to talk about where are you? What is the things in your head? What is the noises? Are you eating? Are you exercising? Are you doing what millionaires are doing? Now we all know energy is petrol. So in my preparation, we're going to discuss energy and petrol. And that's what I want to talk about. Energy. When I was still competitively riding and show jumping and doing dressage, there's a certain training schedule a competition horse like that has to, and different exercises for the mind and this. But if you're going to do X amount of, if that horse is in daily routine of working, you can't feed it sort of a 10% feed, because remember, a horse's ability to do all of those things is what goes in the mouth that creates that, so that it's got the optimal ability to achieve what it has to. And that's why you would feed it argumentatively a 16% energy, so it's lesser fat, higher sugar, so that they can have that energy to achieve it. And the overview sort of today is like, what high achievers do. What does other people do to be under the top 3? What does the people do that are part of the Millionaires Club? Then I want to talk about your energy environment. Purely because we are a virtual environment. We don't have that shop to go to have that coffee, to skinner about the next fat chick, etc., or the dumbest child in the class. And then we want to discuss a little bit the challenges that you will have and around keeping your energy going and to be in full mind. So what does high achievers do? There's an Afrikaans saying, and somebody must then please translate it for me. Wys my jou vriende en ek sê jou wie jy is. Who is brilliant in translation? Please talk. I think Renee. Renee, can you help us there? Wys my jou vriende en ek sê jou wie jy is.
A direct translation would be, show me your friends and I know who you are. It is company attracts company.
Yay, look at that. Thank you, Renee. Exactly that, ne? So you have to start thinking like a David Osborne, like a Gary Keller, and have that thing like, I can really not braai with you this weekend because I'm spending time with Gary Keller, right? That's what it is about. Choosing and doing and becoming that Gary Keller. And I have in my 6, almost 7 years, whatever, Keller Williams, let's say 6, can't remember. 2015 November, where are we? No, 2016 February. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7, right? Every time I present any of the MREAs, Ignites, etc., if you look at my manuals and I crapped in it, I keep on adding because I keep on learning. And when I listen to other people that are presenting these things, we keep learning. And high achievers they are just brilliant. Hear me out. I'm going to now pick on somebody like Anushka, and I'm sure she won't mind. You've been on panel discussions where she is speaking. You hear what she is saying. I'm gonna pick a Vanessa Taplock. Who else is there? And the whole time, whenever the call is done and people need to speak, they say, "Oh, Anushka, jy is brilliant." Okay, brilliant. The David Osborns, the Gary Kellers, the everything in that red book that has created so many millionaires. It is scheduled. You cannot be a high achiever, hear me out today, and be in control of the tip on the pay slip, which is your income, your life. Remember, business owners and commission-driven people get up every morning with how much in the till? 0. So if you do not do the right activities at the right time, what will you have at 5 o'clock? 0. 5 days of 0 is going to take you 15 days to make up 1. 80-20 principle. Rhythm and routine. High achievers are consciously aware, living in the now. They are aware of the noises around them. They are aware of what they see. And in my prep, my building the slides, I was thinking about this consciously aware because, hear me out, I've done so many trainings, the Stephen Covey things about living, and we're going to get to that now. That consciously aware also brought me back to the 5-second rule. If you feel you can't breathe and you feel, be selfish. Because if the I actually, but remember, we don't always like that I word, but if the you cannot go forward because the brain makes noises and I'm so exhausted, ook as die lus nie, en ek is so kwaad vir daai kliënt, en as ek my klein seentjie vanmiddag 1 uur optel, gaan ek vir hom dik voeter. Okay, for the English speaking people, what that means is bona tadi nyaka nyakarata di musadi o di nyatsi and awaitsi di merekoya hakar nyaka ne and awaitsi di mushimane le di nyonyane ki hey ki di skoro ne what lapata fela 1 o'clock ya 1 o'clock today. Okay, are we now sorted on language barriers and pivot? Right, let's move. That brilliance. Consistently learn from others. Monkey see, monkey do. If you are, ach man, I don't do style, man, don't knack. Or, because I've had it last week with train the presenter 3 days, and then the conversation came up because we are training people that will be training and presenting. So at one of the exercises, I did this mic dropping thing, and we went off topics and the opinions about mandates and things that came out. But people learn from one another, okay? Learn from the crises of others and waiting for it. And that is what I love about Keller Williams, the sharing and the protected, safe environment for people to share and have that aha moment. Listen. That's where the 5-second rule come in. If you get that angst, stop rule. The first second, just stop. Listen. What has just happened? Listen to the message you got. Stop, listen, think, use your brain. Think about what your ears just here. Stop, listen, think, react. Then you react. And then for those that are a little bit slower, the uptake in life, we've given you an extra 5 seconds. That's the 5 second rule. And if you don't get it right in the first 5 seconds, be selfish and then play another cycle of it. You can play as many cycles of 5 seconds till you feel confident to move on. Understand the central place energy has in their success. Anushka knows if she doesn't get up and if she doesn't attend to her timetable, her schedule, her meetings, her teams, and the appointments, and if she doesn't do X amount of exercise, and if she doesn't get to that 3 meals a day before 8 o'clock, between 12 and 2, and before 8 at night, you know how that story works. Please go and read up about dietary requirements. And that's where I just said, she knows by 8 o'clock moet ons geëet wees. We must be ready to rock and roll the day. And you're going to say to me, Rolo, but living by a calendar makes me feel like everything is micromanaged. Please, may I have my moment here? You, human, can only really maximum, and that's the extreme smart ones, you're welcome to go and Google it, can really only 13, 14 hours a day be cognitively aware, living in this life. They also say 1/3 you need to be with yourself because the brain needs to do X amount and X amount of activity. 1/3 of that 14 hours is where you need to do your job and what and earn money and etc. And then the other third is you need to spend in life with loved ones and family, etc. Those the ones that don't have love or family and what, you're going to find a counterbalance in the other parts. But if you go and look at the amount of cognitive hours a day that you can be with us where you're not sleeping, and it's not like you can vie it like a V8 bucky all of those hours, okay? So it's not micromanagement. It's kind of keeping your hours accountable for what they're supposed to do. Your hour must have a rate. Oh, I've said it so many times and I'm going to say it again, and I love this topic because this is the one that opens that mind and make you think a little bit. Your life is 840 months. I don't say you're going to die after 840 months. I'm trying to explain to you where you are at. 240 of those months, you are at school, where you now get a degree and a VAT, and then you're about now what? 20 years old, 22, 23. 240 of that 840 is where your money should work for you and you shouldn't work for money. And that's sort of getting then here to 55, 60 being the modern retirement age. Because we live longer and there's so many solutions and we are so healthy and wealthy and all of that. People are living longer, so they need more money to stretch and to keep that going. So of the 840, two at school, what? You, person, have 420 about here in the middle to grow your business, to make your millions, to be the family person, to have the children, get them. Now, okay, if you're only having children at the age of 42, it doesn't matter that there's a fixed number to when it's supposed to happen. What I'm saying to you is ask the question. Where am I? What do I have? How many months have I got left to probably get to that 55, 60, where my millions must work for me and I mustn't work for millions? This is a money conversation, okay? Here's my other question. What are you worth per hour? If you did 300,000 Rand gross commission, let's work grosses, okay, for 2021, divided by 12 divided by 25 working days divided by 8 hours a working day, then you'll see what is your hourly rate. Some of you are probably now busy with a calculation and going, let me think about this. This plan is not working. I actually had this discussion so many times with people where they go, but Rolo, it takes me 3 hours going to Woolworths. And I go, hello, mama. There goes 2,000 Rand. You spend 1,200 in Woolworths, but actually for your timing, it's 2,000 Rand in the reality. So where is the balance in the plan and the thinking here? What do I achieve as actually schedule? I mean, really. And yeah, there, Gary. If it's not in your little plan for the day, it doesn't exist. Lead generation. That's the first thing they schedule. Because remember, the more customers, the more money. Punt. Appointments. If you, realtor, on this call today, are not getting to 5 appointments minimum a week, hear me out. You're so behind the curve. You will only eat that money in August. That's all I want to say. This is my show. This is my party, my training, and I want to speak freely here and bring it to you straight. So if I can already waken up to you this morning, and you look at your calendar today, and you don't have 5 appointments planned for the week, download my smart realtor calendar and get on with the micromanagement. You need then somebody to whipping it a little bit for you. Personal development time. If you look at my smart realtor calendar, then you will see there's me time. You cannot operate like a V8 bucky for 8 hours, 366 days a year, carrying on if you don't plan the counterbalance. This vehicle will burn out and explode. And this is what happens to the agents. They list, appointments, sell. Then the offers are happening. Then we're doing the numbers game and the units. And then all of a sudden, luck of the registrations are happening. The business are now flowing. Then they don't have that transition. We sometimes call it winterization in Keller Williams, where they have that 3 to 5 week cycle where they're just not getting going. So now that I'm saying it, so be aware of it, that you do not land in winterization and getting stuck because you didn't plan your exercise time and the time to develop your mind. 6 personal perspectives. Sleep. Sorry. So I am naturally not a great sleeper, never been in my life. I always wake up, but that's also my thing, is the mind is too busy. And I get up in the middle of the night to check if my dogs, if their blankies are over them, are they okay? It's just me. And because I've always had horses at home, you can hear when they just kick when you lie in bed, and they're just stretching a leg in the stable. But let me tell you, a 17 big hand horse, when they sleep and they turn around and their legs get caught between the wall and them and they can't get it out and up, that's a 2 o'clock in the morning drama to get that horse on its side and to be calm, angst and what. Okay. But plan that sleep. The mind needs to have that rest time. Think about a machine. It has to have that downtime so that it can re-energize. And anything else they want to accomplish. If you do not have a 135 and a 411 today, you're another 10 days behind the curve. Goals must be written down. The plan must be written down. The 135, the 411 is there to guide and help you. That is your business plan. And we're getting to start with the end in mind in one of my next slides. Now, that consciously aware, high achievers think about, not the cat must go to the vet and I must go to Checkers. And if I don't see my sister before 3 o'clock on Thursday, she's going to send me a rude WhatsApp. I must just get her on with coffee or a wine or something. And shame, man, I really want to stop at that little SPCA shop and buy some books there. Can you hear where Rolo is going for the week? It's already spending lots of time busy doing other stuff. How they spend their time. So please don't throw that micromanagement story at me. I want to empower you to use your brain to plan your life so that your hourly rate can be reflected in your bank account. What they are doing with their bodies. You know, if you don't make that thing sleep and if you don't love it and exercise it, it's going to fall over. It's like that horse story. Think for yourself. If there ain't 93, 95 or diesel in that car, where is it going to go? Right there in the garage. If you don't put that energy, it's not going to vie forward. What they eat, how they feel. You know, that's one of the things in Keller Williams that I love in the conversations we're having is that. So please talk to me. How do you feel about it? Nee? Because we all experience things differently. Some of us are D's, the discs. Some of us that's why I always say the authenticity, because we are who we are. And we bring that uniqueness of the I to the entire pool and to that business. Let me tell you, stress, bietjie depression, angst, like, shit, but my finances are not working. Where am I going to get this from? And I know it's month end. Oh, the school fees, the cupboards. My husband had to take a pay cut. I can throw so many scenarios at you that people that are even on the call are experiencing. That makes stress. That takes time in our minds. Can you see where the hourly rate and the 420 months are going to go to? If we spend too many cognitive hours on not the right things, and if we spend time on the stress is going to get bigger. So I thought in this energy plan, let's look at them. Let's talk about Miracle Morning. And you're welcome to go and Google it all. Hal Erot came up with Miracle Morning. I see Carla has already opened another browser there to Google Miracle Morning. And if you're going to the 6 practices, and it'll say there, waking up early in the morning to set up a daily morning routine through 6 activities called Life Savers. If I can just bring you that small little gift today. Savers, there it is. Write it down, remember it. It is on Google. 8 o'clock in the morning. It's business time. It's retail, real estate hours. Make time for just that little bit of silence. And that's where I remember the 5-second rule. Stop, listen, think, react, and then the extra second. Just hoza. And have that silence of what is going to happen by 5 o'clock today. Okay? The A is affirmations. My next slide is going to be the bold laws. Visualization. Now, affirmations, I'm going to spend time on the bold law, the next one. Visualization. And you can't mix it up. The savers is exactly the savers. Visualize. See, I'm going to walk there, I'm going to drive there, I'm going to drop the kid off, and then I am actually going to walk into the office. I'm not going to waste 5 minutes on that auntie that's wara wara. Then I'm going to quickly do that, attend to the emails, then all the lead generation. Okay, I have to leave at 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'm going to show the pretty blonde, the flat in 6th Street. 1 o'clock, I'm picking up the kids. On my way, picking up the kids, I'm going to phone Anna at home to make sure the hot dogs is in the oven. I'm just playing it out. So that if you are moving forward, you know what it's going to look like. Exercise. Hear me out. If you don't give it a little bit of attention, it's not going to go flat. And I'll be vulnerable here and say I'm not the best in exercise because I'm not riding competitively anymore. And I think I had it in the shift training and it came up somewhere in Ignite. And I think somebody asked me, so Rolo, are you now at least in your 135 and 411 walking to the boathouse every day? So please, can I just say this? I am actually getting on with walking because Sean and I have been always great hikers. Reading. And if you want to have me crazy is when people say to me, oh, I hate reading. It's not something I do. Then listen to a tape or watch a video. Find that something that works with your stimulus that is going to stimulate your brain. Scribe, make notes. Put it down. Have that sort of reflection. What is happening? Sort of backtrack then. What is going to happen when the X is... if I've seen that client, I'm going to get X money. If I drop the kid off, this is the what. Take note of what you are doing and tracking it. Because after 3-4 days of actually doing it, you'll see your effective earning hourly rate can easily change. You know what is even scary? How much time you spend on Miracle Morning and how much time you actually spend in your head for the day. By spending time in your head on trying to find a solution of smacking the kid because it had a swear word coming out of its mouth, that can take even for some people 20 minutes because some parents almost just got a guilt thing. And then they know they need to discipline the kid. And then they don't know what is the right way to discipline the kid. Please believe you me, I've landed in conversations like this. And now I've put the WI, 4 C's, 2 T, and then the ES in. And that's, I want to throw you again a little bit with just reminding you the core belief system of Keller Williams. And you need to go and Google this and then put a print out and put it up somewhere in the house. Because this is when you read it again, just 5 times in the next week. Watch what will happen with your appointments and the level of conversation coming out of your mouth. Because if it's not a win-win, it's not going to happen. The seller is not happy, the buyer is not happy, the agent is not happy. Hear me out. If it starts at a disaster, it's going to end a disaster. Integrity. Just hear me out. Do the right thing. If you want to do backhanded rentals, if you want to scream at clients, if you want to skinner and say bad things about Rolo and Keller Williams, be my guest. But hear me out. It's going to come and catch you very soon. Do the right thing. Show up. So it's like a respect thing. Customer always comes first. It's almost like, you remember the story, the customer is always right? A buyer and a seller have preference to your overweight auntie that lives in Australia. If you spend an hour in the next week on your overweight auntie in Australia, but not on your clients, we need to talk about where your mind are at. Commitment in all things. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And follow through, please. That's the importance. That's the power. That is being the foundation of so many people's success. Creativity. Ideas before results. Please do me a favor, think outside the box. I get so many people that get stuck. Ja, maar Pam Golding, did you see Rawson? So, they are just showing you something that you need to learn to do better and add creativity and think outside the box. Because whatever the competitor is doing, and this is simple business, man. Whatever the competitor is doing, you are doing 6 times better. Teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. And this is what I loved yesterday about my post on our groupie, because I look at this production and the activities, and I've had so many phone calls with agents last week. We've created a conversation nationally. We have an established footprint with happy customers that are on this call today. So everybody brings to the pot and everybody achieves. It brings you back to the win-win. Trust. Start with honesty. Please. Step up to that. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Trust. People want to do business with people they're comfortable with and they easily trust. And then you'll get some people that say, but I don't easily trust people. Why? Why do people say that? They've had a bad experience, and because of the unvaluable, the stupid stuff that comes out of people's mouths. Because we learn and we recognize and remember by what the eye see, what the ear hears, and the response between the brain and the mouth. The communication rules of the human. Equity. Opportunities for all. Straight. Straight means a gay means a black people, white people, Asian people, transsexual people, whatever your belief system is. Christian, we are God family business is the foundation from Keller Williams. But if you are atheist, alternative thinker, spiritual, you're welcome. It's not about any of that. Everybody is welcome. Success. Results through people. And I love that one where they say, who you are in business with matters. It's exactly that. We are successful because others, people, created it. And you know as well as what I do, we are in a full-blown service delivery business. We don't carry stock if we had to have a spaza shop. I have got so many slides to go. Right. And I'm sorry I'm going to run a little bit over time. I just love this conversation. If you need to go, you're welcome to go. There it is, the bold laws. Remember we spoke about the affirmations. When COVID happened, this is what we had, the shift book. We had a solution. We knew what to do. And then the bold laws. Pick one for the next 10 days. And let that be the thing that keeps you in your mind going. Okay. You get what you deserve in your imagination. There is no try. Clarity is power. Seek to understand, to be understood. Because the 5-second rule, if you don't get the message very lekker, then please ask. Success is simple, but not easy. Oh, I love that one. Come from contribution. You need to give to receive. How beautiful is that? That is always just just one of those things that I've learned so many times is the moment you give, you start receiving. And if you are changing people's lives in your real estate business and career, and if you are experiencing people to be half an hour from now better than what they are, it's change. Ne? You came from contribution. I love that one. Keep your emotions between the lines. I love it. Because hear me out, you get sometimes people when you're on a call and a training and then they huck a topic and then they run like a racehorse and they go so far off topic. you later on don't understand anymore if it's now about the I, the we, the us, or what are we doing here. Okay. And then they can bring in things that is their experiences. And I know we always say, oh, and please share your experiences. But we are maybe in a real estate environment, and then they carry on about the lion that chased them in Nata in Botswana. Duh. I love it. If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. If you're in Miracle Morning and you visualized it and it's not in that plan, and then, be, do, have. You first have to be. Then you must do that, and then you will have it. Be, do, have, be, do, have. Go and think about that one a little bit. Where's the monkey mind one? I love that one. Focus on the plan, not the problem. There is the one about the monkey mind. If it's, oh, don't listen to your drunken monkey. There it is, right on the right at the page and at the bottom. So in one of my recruiting conversations last week, Tuesday, I was speaking to an agent. I'm just going to say Northern Cape. Let me mic drop a little bit here. And then this is what the agent said to me. Remember the 4 models in the red book. So in recruiting conversations, we refer to red book. Does this plan, does recruit need a budgeting plan? Does this recruit need this? We identify and then we focus on that. Then the recruit said to me, Rolo, I've submitted this offer and my one friend is not well and my buyer, my seller, it's a tough one. And my brain is so busy that I think my mouth is saying the wrong thing in the negotiations and I really can't afford to lose the deal. It is a cash deal, it's good money. Don't listen to your monkey drunken mind because she's lost so much time in putting the stumble blocks in the probability of closing the transaction in her mind. And now where is she? No deal. High energy actions, pursue personal development, schedule your success, and please be aware of what's happening around you and use the 5-second rule. So, craft a high energy environment. So that little environment where you are in your bunker, your relationships, and then we want to talk about your mental. So your physical environment is, I want to say, productive environment. Your bunker, there where your shop is, where Carla Price, we can see Carla's got beautiful paintings behind her in her lovely bunker in her area, argumentatively, where she's working. It must feel lacquer to be there. I've put in there property lighting, proper lighting. Look at me. Sorry, that was a typing error. Lighting is very important. The heat around it. Because you want to protect that one thing time, that thing you want to do. And if it's not nice to sit and work there, especially because we're in a virtual environment, move, change it, find another solution. You cannot run a business from the kitchen table or from the dining room table or from Mug and Bean, by the way. Healthy environments. You know, have that foods available, that snacky thing, because we are, lead generating and on the phone and so much XX. That water, I call it a high level water system, purely because in Cosmos, we don't have the luxury always. It's always a tank and a filter and a that, and there's always a thing with the water. And your workstation must please be functional. You can't have the printer in the child's bedroom and the Wi-Fi sitting in the husband's man cave because he wants to have the best and closest Wi-Fi. Have it sorted today, please. So the relationship environments we need to talk a little bit about. And I know we all have got different relationships, private relationships, etc., happening in our lives. Okay. And so I've grouped it kind of together first to start with real estate, because I always want to stay to the real estate conversation. Your coach, Your accountability partner. If you do not have an accountability partner that you are discussing your numbers, your success, either your lead agent, we should all have that most important four people, right? Your bank manager, the person, your chutzpah, your best friend. Okay, please attend that training when we talk about the four people. Your business partners, the people you are in business with. I mean, I want to ask this question. We all see the names and we get the stories and we read the walk, the talks, etc. But we are in a relationship building business. Please reach out, pick a name, pick every week another name and pivot, reach out, get to know that people, get to know their stock, go and check it out. You will be surprised how much money is on this call purely because we are just not building that relationship. Please, it's winter time. We need to do that. So that is, and your assistants. You know, see, I've had it so many times where a lead agent gets the assistant, breaks the assistant 60 days later because they think the assistant must do the lead generation. Then the assistant goes because now it gets smart in real estate because there wasn't a proper hiring plan followed where others has made the mistake before. Hear me out, getting assistant is not giving your auntie or your family member a job. And there isn't a thing like a half-day job. So if you want to come up with assistant stuff like that, you're going to fail. I'm telling you now. Others has done it so many times that way. And if you don't like the time with the assistant or the assistant is not getting it right, you have to change that environment. It is detrimental. Wrong assistant, wrong real estate environment. It's going to take you 90 days to recoup that. Family, significant other, I now put in there medical professional. There's others like fire, police, what. Because they work odd hours. Hospitality, they still have to entertain clients at 11 at night. They get home after 12. You want to get up at 5, 5:30, 6 to be ready, 8 o'clock to run the real estate business. Be aware of the environment of your relationships. I'm sorry for those that are in troubled marriages. The only tool is you have to communicate it and structure it. The longer, whatever you resist, persist, the sooner you get on with a conversation with your husband. It's going to take 3-4 hours of your 13 or 12 available. I know this is a hard one, and I know everybody's probably in the back of their mind going, he did irritate me the other day about this and this. And okay, we have to have those conversations. I need to sort of make you aware of connecting relationships to your goals and dealing with negative influences. I'm sure we all have that one friend, 80-20 principle. Whenever they're on the call, they moan and bitch about everything. Please eliminate that person today. As hard as it is, even if it's your sister, you'll have to say the following. Your negativity is going to have an influence on my bank account because I'm spending half an hour every second day on list. You are my best friend and I really love you. But I need to distance a little bit because Rolo carried on today that I need to change my energy. I need to change my plan. I need to change my bunker. I need to change my relationship if it is not conducive to my income generating activities and being selfish in protecting my business. Do you agree? You don't have to. I'm just giving you the suggestion. And the reason why I'm speaking so hard in this training, because we're going to spend a lot of time together in the next 2 months. I want it to be authentic. And the reason why I'm saying these things is because it came up in the past month or so in my recruiting conversations and from our own agents and pivot. Build your bunker, choose positive influences over negative. And if you choose to pick the positive and if you feel you're going to derail for the day, grab your bold affirmation and then go back to the 5-second rule. Shall I nog okay? Kan ek nog aangaan asseblief? I've got a couple of more slides. Is it nice here? Do you get something from it? Please talk to me. Okay. So your challenges of around this high energy week. Yes, yes, very good. Thanks, Vanita. Your challenges now. Time, your energy. Okay, it is called intelligence. Excuses versus rationalization. That fear. Unhealthy cycles, and then I want to talk about momentum and then habits. Okay. So time. If you want to lose interest with me in a conversation, start the conversation with, because normally when we phone one another, we must go, hi, how are you? Lekai me, udirangi, how's the job? How's what? How's the business? What's happening? Yes, like Rolo, I just don't have time. Can I tell you what my ADD brain does? Switches off instantly. Because it means you are not aware that time is just a perception. Because you don't have time is probably because there's not a priorities. What is important? Appointments, the listings, the clients. It is not always a priority to have your teeth bleached. Planning. We've had so many talks about the word planning. Energy. Think counterbalance instead of balance. That's a hard one. If you think today you have got a lack of rhythm in routine in your real estate business and the activities, the operational plan of the real estate business is working, I've said it before, you need today to think, what do I need to duplicate to multiply? The counterbalance and balance is really saying, what do I need to do to duplicate my activity? Because the moment you start duplicating the numbers, the activity, it's going to start show up in the multiplication. When everything multiplies, hear me out, that geld in that bank just goes ding, 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 ding. And that's why we are in business, is because of money and profit. We are not in business because we want to check one another's hairstyles. Eat to create energy. If you want to start drinking wine and eating chocolate cake at 7 in the morning, my friend, I can guarantee you it's not going to be the greatest result by 8 o'clock at night. Exercise to utilize the body's potential. I'm sure, sorry, enough was said about energy, eating, and exercise today. Just little bit. Just 5 days, try and walk just to there. Little bit of achievement. Intelligence is excuses and rationalizations. It's your emotional and your rational. You could be your own most difficult challenge. Go and practice the savers of Miracle Morning After Now. And go and look back on what happened Saturday, what happened Sunday, what happened. And just look at the time clock, how much time you've spent. And it brings me back to the 6 personals. Unlimiting beliefs. You are aware that Keller Williams is all about mindset, because we believe the better the mind, the better the you, the better the profit. Fear. And everybody's idea of fear could be different. For some people, fear would be to lead generate, to start to break that cold calling, to get on with that relationship. For other people, fear would be money. Walking into a mandate presentation, doing a buyer presentation, everybody has got something else that is just there, or people are going to think I'm stupid, or fear is an excuse to not take action. Whatever you resist, persist. If you are aware of, I just can't walk into this door and do this, okay? And then that fear also brings me to that thing where we're saying, Keller Williams, fail forward and please fail fast. The quicker you start lead generating and get on with the fourth call and break the ice, the better it's gonna get. And please make the mistake and have the tongue twister, or that you can learn from it and move on. Pay attention to what comes in your mind. Trash in, trash out. We build preconceived ideas, and that's relaying to the story of the recruit I had last week. She says, well, I was there in the negotiations, but my mind was somewhere else, and I think I lost the clients there around the table. Trash in, trash out. Be aware of what you spend time in your head on. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. What you think become your focus. If you spend so much time on finding the solutions on getting more mandates than what you spend on figuring out when, what, balance and counterbalance, that fear. And I know it's not easy for everybody, entrepreneurial to purposeful. This ties in very much with the 6 personals. Unhealthy cycles. I think this is probably not the best sort of picture or what I want to, but I want to bring you to the awareness because I'm sure you've seen this, the pain. So when we're getting married, argumentatively, we lose weight, we dress, we go for the sun tanning, even the guy shaves nicely, gets new suit, alles. It's that special day. And then we go on to honeymoon. And then life happens and we are still married and we put a little bit on weight on. The children are there now. We get into, and then one day also we realize, okay, I'm not quite happy with me anymore. And the way you speak to me, you're not giving me flowers anymore. Just expect me to be the person in this house. So then we beat ourselves up now because we don't like what is happening anymore and we want to change it. You can't say to me you're not experiencing it. It's the cycle of the human. And because now we get a little bit depressed and now we rock bottom and now we fight with a partner and we're not happy with the seller that's overpriced. When they phone, we don't even answer the phone because we've got this comment like, "What could for your client? I've told her 600 times your property is not worth 900. And if she phones me one more time, I'm going to scream at her. Does this buyer not get it? It's not going to get a loan. It can only rent. And then we need rock bottom. And what happens when that happens? We need to get on and with no beating. We need to get on with that healthy. So I just want you to be aware of unhealthy cycles that can happen in our life. There's so many other unhealthy cycles. In real estate, you can go in relationships, in finances. Then we earn a lot of commission and then we pay all the debt and bring it down the interest rates a little bit. And then we get to a depression because 2 transactions is not going through. Now we need to roll the bond and the credit card so that we can pay the bills. We get to rock bottom and then we get to that. I don't know if I must do real estate anymore. And then it changes because now there's new listings, new mandates. Then the winterization is over. Now we go again. So be aware of these unhealthy cycles, please. Momentum. Indefusable leadership, things of what is the blue book? John Maxwell wrote the blue book, the laws of leadership, etc., and about momentum. This one I find very hard for some agents. Like I just said, we list and then we get the deals and then the registrations are happening. Instead of controlling the expenses and plan on the spreadsheet for what is ahead, what do they go and do? Let's buy a BMW. Thanks for playing, bro. Let's do that little Mauritius holiday. Yes. And then coming back from that lacquer and keeping it going. It's not always that easy. And that's what I want to say to you is the next 90 days, we are as a team there. Your results are showing up on Edge. You need to keep the momentum, please, in your own life. I love it how they tell that story as like, this train that's vying. If it is not building up speed and it needs to hit that concrete wall, it must go straight through to be able to explode and make fireworks. Because if that train doesn't have the necessary momentum, it's going to hit that wall and just bounce back. And where is it? Probably not on the track and lying on its side. You want to experience that fireworks as your train goes straight through the brick wall. What a ugly a description, actually, to think a train must go through a brick wall. But it's the only way to explain the steel enforcing what will happen if the train doesn't have, let's use a car, argumentatively. Habits. Honesty is the worst policy. And I want you to look at your streka, the way you do things. What are your habits? What are you doing? Document what you are doing on a daily basis. And please don't throw micromanagement at me. It's not micromanagement. It's for you to learn to see what is happening. Track your numbers. Track your activities. Try it for 10 days and see the results. You will phone me and say to me, Rolo, thou has awakened the lion in the soul. Evaluate your current habits by asking if each one is supporting your goals. The way your lead generate, is that going to bring you to 100,000 gross commission every month? Is that going to ask the questions? Everything you are doing is either helping or hurting your goals. I've put it a little small there because it's actually not what I'm trying to say. Not everything is how, it's helping or hurting. I don't know. The bottom line is just what you're doing today, tomorrow, that hourly rate is affected by the goal. So it's either going to go and help it and make it better, or it's going to bring you down. There, balance, counterbalance. Everything is about finding that. And I know it's not easy. I'm just bringing this conversation and the awareness to you so that you can have that today to change your week, to change your month that is ahead of you. So the high energy actions, the confront your challenges. There's always a solution. There's never a problem. And I say it in negotiations. I say it in a mandate presentation. I say it in everything. When a problem occurs and you don't have a solution, you're going to focus on the problem. And that's what I love about one of the conversations I've had with, I think it was with Johan and Heather. We had a conversation, in Keller Williams, we say, we have to empower people so that they can think for themselves. I'm sure you've heard it somewhere. And the problem solution story. I've had calls with agents where they phone me, they tell me the problem and the solution. Thank you for listening, Rolo Kubai. How powerful is that? Nee? I'm so grateful for that. Build positive habits. If you are not getting on with the right thing by 5 o'clock and tomorrow still not, then you're still going to be 10 days from now. You see what the scale's going to do. So what I want to say to you is, what would more energy do for your business? If you can keep the momentum, eat the right things, drink regularly, attend to the right income generating activities, live in the chutzpah, live in the WI4Cs2ETs, understand the 6 personals in your mindset, the savers. Start early. Create a new habit. 66 days to a new habit, they say. Track your success to be aware of what you need to do next week. Those challenges we said earlier as the fights, the this, the that. Go and reevaluate those relationships and have new. And I know it's hard for us to say to people, sweetie, I've got a 10-day working day, 10-hour working day. I can do X. So if we need to plan this better, because my hourly rate is actually the following. And what are you going to do to change it? What are you going to do? Give me 1, 2, 3. We're getting to, I want you to please share with me, talk to me. What is that thing that grabbed you today, that aha, that you are going to change in your environment, your energy plan to have optimal results and success in June, July, August that's coming? Please, guys, talk to me. What is that something that you've realized? Remember, keep it real, keep it safe.
Hi,
Carla.
Rolo.
Yes, there's a call. Noxie. Go.
Hi.
Then we can give Carla, because I can see Carla want to tell us something. Oh, Snox, lekker me.
Riteng le kae abuti?
Hi, Riting. Yes.
For me, Rolo, I know, on these meetings, we say we get so motivated and we do say these things, and that right down the road, we tend to lose things a bit. But when I was talking with Zizi the other day, I explained all of this to her. And I said, you know what? This is what I'm experiencing. Sometimes when you are just alone on your own, just no one around you, you tend to lose focus. You tend to be occupied with all the other things. But now that I have Zizi, we discussed that we're just going to be accountable. There are days in the week, about 3 days in the week, where we're going to meet and do work together. Those are the things. For that accountability partner is what I'm taking in this meeting today.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for sharing, Knox. Changing your accountability partner, changing your environment for X days to have a different result. Carla, I know I picked on you, and then I'm going to get to the mic. Carla, tell us, what is that thing that maybe grabbed you today?
Um, well, it's about the hourly rate and how you spend your time. I'm going through a frustration of my daughter writing exams. And, to maximize your time and to get the most of your hourly rate. I think habits and planning your calendar is absolutely do the maximum in the time that you have.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Carla. I
Yeah.
know it's exam time and moms and dads have to be there to help the kids. And if there was extra hours in the day, can you imagine how much we would be able to get done? Unbelievable. Thank you for sharing. Mike, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Rala, and good morning to everybody. Um, yeah, for me, it's also about accountability. Um, and accountability is is an incredible thing. I think everybody can relate to this, where you have this day and you sit at the end of the day and you feel like you've achieved the world. All right, so much is fitted in, so much is slotted in, and you've done so much. Then there's other days where, I've got notes upon notes upon notes, and I keep them on even on my phone so that I recall to do these things. And I've done them, but I don't feel that I've actually achieved that winning post. I like the way you put reference to racehorses, Rolo. It's almost like you're running a race, but whose race are you running? Are you running your own race, or you're running somebody else's race? And that brings us back down to partnerships. So we need to have such a strong mindset as people in real estate as to where we're going, how we're going to get there, what time we want to be there, starting early, okay, and setting about that lead generation, that 80-20 principle. Recently I sat in on fundamentals, prior to that, the FSO, and there's just so much value there that when you start listening, and there's so much, it's mind-boggling, because if you take it all and you try and exercise it all at once, you can't. But if you start off with the simple thing of, as I said, I think accountability is one of the most important things. If we can be accountable to ourselves, we will most certainly be accountable to our businesses and to our partnerships and to where we are going in life. Thank you for that.
Wow, thanks for sharing, Mike. Big one. Big one. And I so relate to what you say. Listen, it happens to me as well. Then I'm having, then I will do lead generation, and then I've had sort of 6 cold calls to agents. Okay. Now you must know Recruiting is not something that an agent wants. Luister, I don't want to have this real estate conversation. I'm happy with Piet Pompey's properties. And I'm going, Piet Pompey properties in Alice Raz. Let me think about this. Okay. That's people. That's their reaction. It's the fear of the reaction because of the unknown. And when they do this to me on the cold calling, I'm thinking, you didn't listen. You didn't think about it. And that's why their reaction is like that. Because you don't know until you don't know, you won't know. Is that how that story goes? And that's that oblivious, unaware, unconscious of people argumentatively. I just want to give you my experience. And then I get to 5 o'clock and I'm thinking, oh, lovely lead generation, Rolo. How many appointments and conversations did you have from 10 calls? 10 people told you actually today, jy's dom dik en moet liewer gaan sit. And they don't even know what I look like normal. So you get what I'm saying. So then Sean once said to me, you don't think you must maybe change your voice in the cold calling to have better results and go, "Môre is Rolo wat praat." Okay? So I'm just sharing it with you. Inai said, better the mind, the better the you, the better the profit. Yo, Inai, that's big. Conscious awareness. Tandiwe is to keep that high energy throughout the season. Yes, please, let's not go to winterization. Anybody else that wants to share?
Hi, Rolo. Yes, I must say I thoroughly enjoyed first of all, your presentation style, because it keeps you holding us here all the time. And sometimes it seems like I'm talking when you talk, because that's the way I go on as well. What I take with me today is, yes, the timekeeping and the hourly rate. I just spend my time on the estate agency business as much as I can. It's like the Jews say, you must bank R5 every day in order to get your interest at the end of the month. So spending time on your business is banking your R5 so you can get the interest with your sales.
Yo, Andre had a big mic dropper there. Lekker, Andre. I love it. Thank you. And that brings me to the Ignite, where we say lead with revenue. You can't put a rand and take a rand out. I mean, really, that's not business. If you put a rand, it must at least duplicate to multiply and become a 10. You said the Jews say 5. I'm telling you now, they say, put a rand, you want 10. Everything must in tenfold. So thanks for sharing that, Andre. Guys, we are over time. I'm sorry about that. It's just I wanted to get you ready and geared for the month. We cannot lose that momentum because it's amazing people. We are in business with amazing people and everybody is contributing. And off the record, I love winning a lot and I need you so that we can win. Next week, Farm Your Way to Financial Freedom. Walk the Talk will be out later today. I will start adding this on YouTube as well if you want to refer back to it. And then remember our office meeting next week, Monday, to look at the results and the success. Normally it's the second Monday. That's too far out in the month to celebrate the successes. So just look at the calendar. That'll be next week. And remember Heather's trainings as well, Coffee with Heather, because you want that certificate for your CPD and all of that at the PPRA. If I look at the dashboard, we are, Benoni is at 192 units, Pivot 156, and Clockwork at 152. So beautiful people, please can I beg you, tomorrow is a new month. So whatever you can list today, we need. Because I'm so scared that they're keeping it back and then they list it this afternoon and then tomorrow morning or this evening we fall out into number 3. So if you can please make my day, and if it's listable and you have it, list it today, please. We need that unit. I'm so grateful for your time and I really hope you're geared and really. Thanks, Renee. Need to get the drunk monkey out of my mind. Yeah. Feed it water. Don't give it brandewyn. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a fabulous week. I'll see you at the top. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Cheers.
Bye-bye, guys.